Hello and welcome back, my friends. You know, every once in a while I share with you a piece of information that I feel could be transformative in the way that you garden. It can benefit you in so many ways. Open your eyes to the possibilities. This is one of those things. Now, I'm sure many of you are already aware of what I'm going to share with you today, but there are going to be those who've maybe never heard of this. And it's so important, so beneficial. I'm going to do my best to break it down for you and show you how it's done, but it's going to make a tremendous difference in your success in the garden, the growth of your plants, the health of your plants. So stay tuned. So check it out. I just picked up a plant start from a local nursery here in town, and this is one of my favorite tomatoes to grow. This is the Early Girl. It's an indeterminate variety, pest and disease resistant, always grows an abundance of fruits for us every year. And I'm getting ready to plug this now into the ground. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you a simple step that you can take when planting just about every fruit and vegetable before you get going. It's going to make a tremendous difference in your plant's health, your soil's health, and the abundance that the plant produces. All right, so I've got a planting area picked out here. I've scooched back the mulch. You can see we've got some nice soil that has been created here on site over the years by adding in different materials like mulch, chop and drop, and other additives like worm castings. So we're nice and soft. Oh wow, look at the worms here. We're going to be careful around the worms, not to hurt them. Another reason why I love the 𝓕𝓼𝓭𝓪 is that it really has a sleek design that allows you to get in there without doing too much damage. Now, many times when I'm plugging in a new plant in the garden, I'll add in some nutrients into the hole, whether it's a granular organic fertilizer, something like fish, eggshells, banana peels, coffee grinds. But since we already have a good base, a good foundation here, I just want to focus on one particular thing that I haven't spoken on, but just maybe a couple times in the past. And that is this product here known as mycorrhizal inoculant. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the plant from the pot, and I do that by supporting the plant with my fingers, tipping it over, giving it a few taps. And look at this beautiful root ball that's developed here. Just perfect. We're just going to loosen that up a little bit. No need to over tease those roots. And I'm sure many of you are aware who are watching this that you can bury tomato plants deeper in the ground than the pot they're in, as they will develop roots further up the stem, and this will actually help to strengthen the plant. So we're going to bury it a little bit deep here. So now I'm going to add some mycorrhizal inoculants around the roots. I'm going to show you how I do that, and then we're going to discuss all the benefits and why you should consider doing this yourself. I'm just going to take out a scoop, and you don't need all that much, just a quick dusting. And we're going to hit up all those roots and sprinkle a little bit in the hole. And that's all there is to it. We can now just backfill. Any leaves that are touching the ground, I'm just going to pinch those off. And now's a great time to add a bit of mulch around the plant as well. I've got some straw. It's been breaking down in this area, helping to keep weeds from popping up. And real quick, my friends, if you're enjoying today's content, you found it helpful or entertaining in any way, do us a favor and smash that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. New uploads every week, sometimes every day, and we're always giving you updates on everything growing on around here. And if you hit that notification bell, you're sure to stay in the loop and never miss a future episode. And of course, we love to hear from you, so shoot us a comment below. It means a lot. Thank you so much. And we'll just fill our watering can up here with some non-chlorinated water and water the plant in thoroughly, completely soaking the area. This is going to be the best way to get rid of all the air gaps. I prefer watering in the plant as a way to get all those air gaps out versus stepping on the soil and compacting it. And we'll place a nice solid heavy-duty homemade tomato cage over the top like so. And just like that, now in a couple minutes we planted out our tomato plant, and we will soon be reaping the reward of our work, our harvest throughout the summer months with copious amounts of tomatoes. So as I mentioned earlier, applying this mycorrhizal inoculant, which is a fungus that has a mutual beneficial symbiotic relationship with the roots of your plants, is going to benefit most of the plants that you are growing in your garden, whether it's fruits or vegetables. There are, however, a couple different species of plants that don't have this symbiotic relationship. One is the 𝓕𝓮𝓪𝓽𝓲𝓙𝓏 family, which is things like amaranth. The other one is the 𝓕𝓮𝓪𝓭𝓮𝓸 family, so brassica oleracea, things like kale, collards, cabbage, that sort of thing. Everything else is going to benefit from this relationship. Now, let me explain to you why it's so important and what you can look forward to if you apply this dusting of the mycorrhizal inoculant around the plant's roots. So what mycorrhiza actually does, and by the way, if you ever see a mushroom pop up in your garden, that's the fruiting body of this fungus. Oftentimes, if you see that in your garden, it's going to be of benefit. There are a few species of mushroom that can indicate things that are not so good in your soil, but most of the time, especially if you're using product like this, if you see little mushrooms pop up, they're not going to be edible most of the time, but it is evidence that you have this mycelium forming under the soil surface. So the mycelium are little strands of hyphae. They look like little white threads and they cluster together, and it's like a network that takes place under the soil surface that you can't see. It interconnects all the plants in your garden. And besides that, it can run for miles, literally. And by doing this, what it does is it basically extends your roots of your plant's reach. It's like an antenna. So it allows that plant to gather nutrients and water from a far distance away. So it strengthens the plants, makes it more resilient, makes it more drought tolerant. And best of all, when transplanting new plants like this tomato here, it reduces transplant shock. Now, there are many different products on the market that you can purchase to accomplish this. The one I'm currently using is Myco Bliss. I've used Mycos in the past. Both have offered me great results. I see it in my plant's health. I see it in the fertility of the soil, which is another side benefit, is that as this mycelium forms and runs throughout your soil, it helps to break down and create a humus-like soil throughout your garden. So it's really important that we not only build that foundational soil in our garden, but we care for it by introducing things that are beneficial to the soil life and the soil food web. Mycorrhizal inoculant is one of those things that's going to benefit you on so many levels, and it's really a small investment. Your initial cost up front for a bag like this is usually about $20, $25, and it can last many, many seasons. Just be sure that when you're not using it, you store it away in a cool, dark place, seal up the bag. You can see here, it talks about flowers, shrubs, trees, berries, fruits, vegetables, root crops. Like I said, everything's going to benefit from this. I really hope that you guys give it a try. I think that once you start heading down this path of creating abundance in your garden, in your life, and seeing just how easy it is and how just a few little things that you do can amount to an abundance like you never thought was possible, I think it's going to really excite you, open your eyes, and get you motivated to just keep on growing and producing more. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Until next time, this is Dan from plantabundance.com. Take care. I'll be talking to you again soon.